Toys from the 1980s hold a special place in the hearts of those who grew up during that decade. They often reflected the popular culture of the time, creating unforgettable moments and endless fun. Today, we take a look at 10 iconic toys from the 1980s that shaped childhood. The Nintendo Entertainment System, NES, was released in North America in 1985 and quickly became a sensation. It was originally launched in Japan in 1983 as the Family Computer, or Famicom. The NES revived the video game industry, which had crashed in 1983 due to poor quality games. With its iconic games like Super Mario Bros., The Legend of Zelda, and Metroid, the NES brought video gaming into mainstream culture. It featured an 8-bit processor and allowed for high-quality graphics and sound for its time. The NES also introduced the world to the first home console controller with a directional pad. Over 61 million NES consoles were sold worldwide by the end of the 1980s. Cabbage Patch Kids were one of the most popular toys of the 1980s. Created by Xavier Roberts in 1978, these soft-bodied dolls became a massive hit when they were mass-produced by Coleco in 1982. Each doll came with a unique name and a birth certificate, making them feel like real children to their owners. The demand for Cabbage Patch Kids skyrocketed, leading to frenzied shopping scenes during the holiday seasons. They were known for their distinctive fabric bodies and plastic heads, often featuring round, chubby faces. The popularity of Cabbage Patch Kids led to various merchandise, including clothing, toys, and even an animated TV special. In 1985, Cabbage Patch Kids became the first toy to be displayed in the Smithsonian Institution. The Rubik's Cube, invented by Erno Rubik in 1974, became a global sensation in the 1980s. Originally called the Magic Cube, it was renamed and released internationally in 1980. The puzzle consists of a 3x3x3 cube with 6 faces, each covered by 9 stickers of different colors. By twisting and turning the cube, players aim to get each face to be one solid color. Its popularity soared during the decade, with millions of units sold worldwide. The Rubik's Cube also inspired numerous competitions and became a symbol of intellectual challenge and problem solving. The fastest recorded time to solve a Rubik's Cube in the 1980s was just under 23 seconds. Transformers, introduced in 1984 by Hasbro, quickly became one of the most popular toy lines with kids. These action figures could transform from robots into vehicles, animals, and other objects, capturing the imaginations of children everywhere. The original Transformers toys were based on designs from the Japanese toy lines Diaclone and Microchange. Accompanied by a TV show and comic book series, Transformers told the story of the heroic Autobots battling the evil Decepticons. The characters Optimus Prime and Megatron became household names, symbolizing the struggle between good and evil. The Transformers toy line was inducted into the National Toy Hall of Fame in 2017, highlighting its lasting impact on popular culture. My Little Pony is a toy line of colorful ponies introduced by Hasbro in 1981. These toys quickly became a favorite among children, known for their vibrant colors, brushable manes, and unique symbols called cutie marks. Each pony had its own personality and backstory, which helped them stand out and become beloved by kids. The success of the toys led to an animated television series that further boosted their appeal. By 1986, My Little Pony had expanded to include books, clothing, and even a feature-length movie. The ponies were designed to teach values like friendship and kindness, which resonated with both children and parents. My Little Pony generated more than $100 million in sales by 1985, making it one of the most successful toys of the decade. Care Bears were first introduced in 1981 as characters on greeting cards by the American Greetings Corporation. These colorful bears each had a unique belly badge, representing their personality. In 1983, the Care Bears were transformed into plush teddy bears, which became a huge hit with children. The success of the plush toys led to the creation of a Care Bears television series in 1985 which further boosted their appeal. By the mid-1980s, the Care Bears had expanded into a wide range of merchandise, including books, clothing, and even a series of movies. The Care Bears' message of caring and sharing resonated with children and parents alike, making them a significant cultural icon of the decade. The franchise was so successful that it generated over $2 billion in sales during the 1980s. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles first appeared as a comic book in 1984, created by Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird. The story follows four turtles, Leonardo, Michelangelo, Donatello, and Raphael, who are trained in Jiu-Jitsu by their rat sensei, Splinter. In 1987, the Turtles became widely known through an animated TV series, which introduced them to a broader audience. The show was a hit, leading to an explosion of merchandise, including action figures, video games, and clothing. Kids everywhere were drawn to the Turtles' unique personalities and exciting adventures. By the late 1980s, TMNT had become a cultural phenomenon, influencing children's entertainment. The initial comic book was meant to be a parody of popular comic books at the time, including Daredevil and X-Men. Teddy Ruxpin was a talking bear toy introduced in 1985 by Worlds of Wonder. Unlike other stuffed animals, Teddy Ruxpin could move his mouth and eyes while playing pre-recorded stories from a cassette tape deck built into his back. The toy quickly became a favorite among children for its interactive storytelling feature. Teddy Ruxpin's appeal was enhanced by his friendly appearance and the engaging adventures he shared with his friend Grubby. He was more than just a toy. He was a companion that brought stories to life. This innovative toy was a significant hit during the 1980s, selling millions of units and becoming a must-have item. Teddy Ruxpin's popularity even led to a TV series and various merchandise, further solidifying his place in 1980s childhood culture. Masters of the Universe was a beloved toy line created by Mattel in the early 1980s. The toys featured characters like He-Man, Skeletor, and other heroes and villains from the fictional planet of Eternia. Each action figure came with a mini comic book that told stories of their adventures. The toy line was so successful that it inspired an animated TV series called He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. The show helped boost the toy line's fame, making He-Man a household name among kids. Masters of the Universe toys were known for their distinctive muscles and accessories, like swords and shields. The character of He-Man was originally created to compete with the popularity of Star Wars action figures. Micro Machines were tiny toy cars that first hit the shelves in 1987, quickly capturing the attention of kids everywhere. These miniature vehicles were produced by Galoob, a company known for creating innovative toys. Unlike regular toy cars, Micro Machines were about half the size, allowing children to collect and store many of them easily. The detailed craftsmanship and variety of vehicles, including cars, trucks, and even airplanes, made them highly admired. Kids enjoyed creating elaborate playsets and racing their tiny cars through miniature cities. Micro Machines also featured a popular advertising campaign with fast-talking spokesman John Machida Jr., who was an icon of 1980s commercials. Micro Machines became so influential that they even inspired a video game series in the 1990s. So, what toy from the 1980s was your favorite? Drop a comment down below to tell us all about the toys you remember playing with.